Hello, everybody. Mr. Rubo here. We're just going to go ahead and go over the quiz review homework. This will be done in quite a few videos, so that way you can pick and choose which ones you need to watch if you need to go through any of these um, and see how to do them. So, without further ado, let's go ahead. This first video will have 1 through 6 in there. Just because they're all using the same information, so we'll have them all together. All right, so for 1 through 6, we're using these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 functions: f of x, g of x, k of x, p of x, and m of x to answer each of the questions. So for number 1, this is just your straight old function notation. This is saying g of -4. So I go to g and I substitute in -4 for x. All right. And then it's just a matter of simplifying. So 16 minus 4 minus 1. So that is 11. And that's number 1. Number 2 is, again, just a function notation, but this time we're throwing a binomial in instead of just a number. So it's really no different. Again, you see, it's k of, so I'm going k of x. And instead of x, I'm substituting in x plus h. And really, the only thing I can do now to simplify is to distribute out that 2. So there you go. There is number 2. All right, moving right along. Oops, sorry about that. Hit the arrow button on my keyboard. Number 3, same thing, except now, hey, substituting in -x into m of x. So let's go ahead and do that. And we go ahead, substitute it in for x, substituting in that negative in. And so for this one, when you raise a negative to the 3rd power, that means you're multiplying 3 negatives together, which means you have a negative. So this bottom term, this denominator, becomes negative. But then, hey, we have a negative up in the numerator, negative in the denominator. So those cancel, and there is our final answer, 5 over 2x to the 3rd. Okay. Moving right along, we go ahead right into number 4. And number 4, we have the composite function. So here we are asked to find f of g of -3. Just with these ones, always start from the inside and work your way out. So here, g of -3, we can figure out, right? So g of -3, I go and I say, substitute -3 in for x in g. And I simplify. That's 9 minus 3 is 6, minus 1 is 5. Okay, and now I know what g of -3 is. It's 5, so I can do that substitution as well. So I can say f of 5, and I go right up to f, and this is the first time we're using f. So it is just 5 plus 7, which is 12. Okay, so there's our composite when it has a number involved. The next one, we have a composite, but this time it is of x. So, substituting in x into k of x doesn't change k of x, right? It's still there. But you can think of it as, okay, I'm taking taking k of x, which is 2x plus 5, and I am substituting it in to the function g. Okay, so I write it like that, and then I go ahead and I say 2x plus 5 squared plus 2x plus 5 minus 1. And this is just coming from substituting it in to g of x here, right? Instead of x, I'm putting 2x plus 5. And now it's a matter of simplifying. When I square that term, I would get 4x squared plus 20x plus 25. Yeah, don't forget about your middle term. Okay, and then plus 2x minus 15 minus 1. I could have simplified there a little bit, but I'm going to do it in this step anyways. So I end up with 4x squared plus 22x, and then plus 25. Oh, that I thought that was a minus 15 for a second. Sorry, my handwriting there. Yeah, that's a plus 5, just making sure everyone is clear. I was not, so I will rewrite it. Yeah, always make sure your handwriting's nice. So 25 plus 5 is 30, minus 1 is 29. And now we cannot simplify that anymore. And there it is. Okay. And the final one for this video, we're going to go do number 6, which is the division of two functions. So remember, whenever you see it written this way, it's the same as saying, oh, p of x over m of x. So we just go ahead, take our two functions, p of x and m of x, and write them over each other, right? So negative 5 over 2x cubed. All right. And then at this point, we want to simplify this. Now, you don't ever want, fractions inside of fractions. So since we have a fraction divided by a fraction, we can take it and multiply by the reciprocal of your denominator. So it is 2x cubed over negative 5, and that makes it a little nicer. Let's see. I can simplify a little bit, so I will do that ahead of time. So 2 and 4 can simplify because that would be 1. They're both divisible by 2. 5 and 7 I can't do. The 1's already as far down. But the x cubed and the x squared I can simplify just as a reminder. X cubed is the same thing as x times x times x. X squared is x times x, which means this has 2 x's, this has 3 x's. So there would be 1 left in the numerator. So yeah, I cancel out the 1 in the denominator, the 2 in the denominator, 2 of them in the numerator, which leaves me with 1. And now I just multiply straight across. So 7 times 1 times x is 7x. In the denominator, 2 times negative 5 is negative 10. I'm just going to put the negative out in front, just because that's where I like to put my negatives for fractions. If you put it in the numerator, that's fine. If you put it in the denominator, that would also be fine. All right, so thank you for watching this one. Next video will have number 7 in it.